Hello and welcome to Diaspora Wire. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel and thank you for liking our videos. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about the cost of fencing a land. So this is just based on my experience and based on some research that I made as well, but mostly based on my experience. And I just want to share this with you for anyone that is trying to fence their land. They've just bought a land and they're about to fence it. This video is for you. So before you actually embark on fencing your land, you want to be able to determine some factors. So the first thing is to check the accessibility of your property. All right. You want to check the accessibility of your property. Most of the time, development is still on its way to that vicinity that you've made purchase of your land. So if you want to start um, fencing up your land and just securing your land, you want to make sure that it's accessible. And if it's not accessible, then it's better to just uh, wait till it is. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that your land is actually accessible. So you want to be able to determine whether trucks and workers can actually access your land. So that's another very important thing to confirm. You want to be sure that, trucks, when they're going to start to deliver your materials, the trucks are able to access your land and people can actually, access the place. And, you just want to make sure that your workers are safe. So you want to make sure that where you're actually um, asking your workers to go, they're going to be safe. And so these are the things that you want to check before you even think of, you know, starting something on your piece of land. The other thing you want to check is whether within that vicinity you have access to cash. But there was someone that had the POS and were able to get some cash because within that vicinity they would not operate bank transfers. So all the workers and all the people that worked on the site, they would not take bank transfers. So we had to get out cash. And within that vicinity, it cost more to get cash within that vicinity. So you want to be able to, make arrangement for this. So the other thing I want to talk about is your building materials. So very important, you want to find within that local area where you are, where you could get your building materials, and you want to check how much it costs, and you want to, just have a rough estimate of, the total number of, for example, the total number of blocks or the total number of rods that you need. So um, you want to just have an idea of what it's going to cost you to um, to get your materials on site and all of that. So on this note, it's very important to have a project manager, someone that is dedicated, someone that is well versed within this industry and know what it is that you need and all of that. So just a little digression. We have our Diaspora Wire team. I've been able to just put a team of guys together to sort of just make the inquiries and they really did quite a lot, of research and just getting information across to me um while I'm in the abroad, okay? So we have a dedicated team that are just, there to just give me all the information that I need and get all my materials and just knowledgeable guys within the construction industry. So they made all of this happen. And it's very important that you have someone on ground to oversee all of these things for you. Just like any other project, you always want to have 10 to 15% allowance just in case your estimated costs or your estimated materials needed would not be enough. So it's very important to have at least 10% more of whatever has been estimated as total materials that will be needed. So the next point I want to make is transportation. You want to make sure that you've arranged transportation to delivering your materials. So some of the materials like sand, granite, cement, depending on how many bags you want. And I think it just depends on the vicinity and the area because, for example, with your sand and your granite, usually those guys would operate with trucks. So they already have trucks ready for your materials to be delivered to you. But with the cement, it depends on how many you're buying. If you're not buying a lot, um, you might have to arrange your own transportation to deliver it to your site. So you want to make sure that you get maybe a truck for the day to just sort of get all your materials on site. So another thing to note is to make sure that your materials you supervise, or whoever it is that you've put in charge, they supervise the unloading and offloading of your materials. Very important, very important. Once you've made payment, if I mean, it's just better to make payment on the same day that the materials is going to be delivered to you. So once you make payment, make sure that you monitor the unloading. So your cement, how many bags, your granite, to make sure that there isn't any leakage or there isn't any loophole as to your granite being just reduced from what it is that you've ordered. So you make sure that all of these are intact. And if you have to follow that particular truck, make sure you do. I strongly believe that this will just save you a lot of headache and a lot of stress. And because sometimes you can have some very, very, very dishonest tradesmen. So it's very important that you just monitor your unloading and offloading. Then the other point I would like to make is your workers, paying your workers. So usually, I mean, Nigerian standard or anywhere in the world, really, um, before any job is done, you pay in full. You pay in full, but it all depends. You want to sort of just keep your workers going, so you pay them maybe half payment from the start, and then once the job is done, then you finalize the payment for your workers. So we're now going to go to what you actually need for fencing your land. So the materials that you need water. So make sure that you have water. You need water, you need cement, you need granite, you need sand, you need your block, and then you need your bricklayers, and then you need your diggers, and you need a surveyor. So I'm going to go through each one of these points. So with your water, you just want to make sure that there is water available um, on your site for the workers to use. So they use water to mix up your sand, your cement, your granite. They need water to have a shower. So once the job is done for the day, then they have a shower, clean up, and then they leave the site. So water is needed on the site, and obviously you need water tank to be able to contain the water that is needed. So you need your cement. Generally, there are two types of cement in Nigeria. You have the elephant cement and you have the Dangote cement. The prices vary depending on the location, depending on the vicinity where you are, and obviously depends on the quantity that you're buying as well. So your granite, your granite is actually measured by the weight. So I had an issue with the granite and I just had to clarify, but the granite is actually measured by the weight of the granite rather than the truck type. According to the explanation, they said the granite is measured, the granite is what is measured rather than the truck size. So they measure you a 20-ton granite and then they load it up on the truck for you. So just in case you're wondering, why is my granite so tiny, so little? it's actually weighed. The granite itself is what is weighed as 20 ton. You know, granite are those tiny mini stones and they carry weight. The sand, so sand obviously is mixed up with, you know, the granite and the cement to sort of put the foundation of your block together, and you obviously need your block. So usually your block will be delivered by whoever is selling your block. I mean, all of these things can be negotiated, and you know, just always ask questions, always negotiate. You know, can they hire someone to deliver your stuff for you? um you know, if they haven't got that service, then you have to go look for um whoever it is that has a truck that could deliver your materials for you. Then the bricklayers, this is all negotiation. Usually you would have bricklayers within that vicinity, and they're always in groups of 5 or 6. So it's all about just negotiating, you know, how many days of work and um, how much they're gonna charge for each day or for the project. So yeah, that's that. And we had to get diggers as well. So because we had to do the foundation for the fence, so we needed diggers to dig around the plot, you know, for the block to rest in from the bottom, from the foundation. So we had to hire diggers, and then we had to get a surveyor on site. I mean, not necessarily a surveyor, but I would say an apprentice. He was able to sort of um, the align the borders of the land, and we just had some, you know, very helpful um, ideas from that surveyor as well. So, for example, um, where to actually put, you know, the entrance of that property, um, aligning the edges. So when the bricklayers start to put up the block, they would know where and how to sort of um, align the blocks, you know, to the edges of the property. And you know, the little details like that, they were very helpful. So just to recap: water tank, cement, granite, sand, block, your bricklayers, your diggers, and your surveyors. Depending on what it is that you really need, you can always, you know, get whatever service or whatever extra um materials or things that you need depending on your project. But for me, these were the things that I used to complete my fencing of land. So the water tank cost 1,000 naira a day. So 1,000 naira a day, and I think we used it for 8 days. So that was 8,000 naira for the water tank. We opted for just renting the water tank rather than buying, because if we had bought, it would be a question of where to put it and water tank, especially when the property is not secured yet. So I opted for renting the water tank, which saved me almost 120,000 naira. So I rented the water tank, and then we bought water. So we bought water for 5,000 naira per tank. I'll check the video. The video of the water tank is somewhere in the previous videos that I've made. So we have the water, we have the water tank, we have the cement. The cement cost 4,700 naira per bag. So I think we ended up using maybe 30 bags or so. We ended up using 30 bags. And then um, the granite, the granite for 20 ton cost 140,000 naira. 140,000 naira for granite. And then the sand was 85,000 naira. Just a truck of sand. I think the sand was about 60 tons. No, 20 ton. I think it was 20 ton as well. So 20 ton of sand as well cost 85,000 naira. And we had the bricklayers. So I think they worked a total of 10 days. they worked a total of 10 days. So that cost 90,000 naira. And then for the diggers, they charged 42,000 naira. And I think for the surveyor, I mean, it was just there for a day or so. I think we just gave him maybe 5,000 naira or 7,000 naira, something like that. The water tank, we hired that for 8 days, so that was 8,000 naira. And the water itself, I think we bought that 3 times. We bought a truck of water 3 times, so that was 15,000 naira. We ended up buying 25 bags. I can't remember if it was more, but I think 25 bags of cement, which came up to 117,000 naira, something like that. And granite was 140,000 naira. Sand was 85,000 naira. Block was 300 naira per block. So we bought 3,000 pieces of that, which cost about 900,000 naira. The bricklayers charged 90,000 naira, and the diggers 42,000 naira, and the surveyor about 7,000 naira. So I would say in total 1.265,000 naira or thereabout. So I'm just going to round that off. So I would say 1,300,000 naira. So 1.3 million naira. Obviously there are other expenses like food and um little just some extras, extra funds for food, moving around. So that's the total costs. And uh yes, I'm just checking if there's anything else. So that's the total cost. So I'm just going to share some few tips just to have in mind as well. So before you embark on fencing your land, just make sure that you have enough funds to fence and gate your land. The reason why projects just never get completed is because there were no funds to just keep the job going, keep the project going. So it's very important that you have enough funds for fencing your land, and it just makes perfect sense to fence it and gate it straight away. So make sure that you have enough funds to fence and gate at the same time. I'm going to do another video regarding the gate. So make sure that you have enough funds to fence and gate your land all at the same time. The next point I would like to make is to secure your property. So whatsoever it is that you need to do, pay off your land, fence it round, put the corner pieces of your land, and just start your project straight away, because the prices of materials constantly go up. They are forever going up. They are forever going up. So we want to make sure that once you acquire your property, you fence it straight away and gate it. It also prevents land hackers, should I put it like that? Land grabbers. One thing about property is if you haven't got boundaries on your property, it's very, very, very easy for someone to just come and eat into your land. So it's very important to just, fence it and gate it and know that, your property is secured. Then the next point I want to make very, very important, make sure that whoever it is that you need to settle before you start to build on your land is settled. So if you have any outstanding payment or land owners payment that you need to make, please make them, because if you start projects on your property or your supposed property without making the rest of your payment, people will come to disturb you. They will come to disturb you. They will not let you rest. So please make sure that any outstanding payment is made. And I think that is it. Thank you so much. I didn't think this video was going to be this long, but thank you so much for taking your time to listen to, taking your time to watch this video. Comment, ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Um, I'm here in the United Kingdom, and I did all of this project from the comfort of my home. Yes, it's possible to be here and your project is running smoothly back home without any stress, without any issues. And I have the best team in the world, the Diaspora Wire team. We have a team of professionals that would investigate your land for you. They will locate your land for you. If you've made any purchase and you're not sure, we would go and investigate for you. All you need to do is give us the information, give us the details, and we're very happy to just go and check it out for you and give you your peace of mind and give you video evidence, recorded evidence of whatever it is that you are trying to investigate and you're not able to just get through. We can do that for you. All you need to do is just send us a message and we'll be happy to help you whichever way that we can. Thank you so much for uh, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't and like this video and make comments. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.